Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome into the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video we are going to be continuing our rampage on update 8.5, talking about all the changes you need to know. This is the Tiger II, a vehicle that before was an incredibly strong tank. It's fast, going 38 kilometers per hour at 8.4, and at around 2,100 DPM if you were running it fully equipped, and it had an incredibly accurate gun. Now, some things about the vehicle have changed. The mobility has gotten a tad bit worse. I mean, it lost 3 kilometers per hour, which isn't the end of the world because the tank really never reached its top speed in the first place, and it lost a bit on traverse speed. It still goes 34 degrees a second though, so we're going to see how fast it actually turns when we drive it, but my guess is it's not going to be too bad, judging that this is a super heavy, weighing in at 70 tons. But what were the advantages that the vehicle got? Well, the gun, it lost a bit of dispersion. Instead of being at 0.308, it's now sitting at the level of an IS-4's dispersion at 0.344. But to counter that, Wargaming has buffed the damage per minute, which was at 2100, to now 2454. It has a 300 extra damage per minute cap on the gun, which is pretty insane when you think about it. This now has more DPM than your average tier 8 medium tank. Its penetration still stayed exactly the same, damage per shot, so this just has a much quicker reload. So yeah, pretty excited to try it. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, this vehicle gained 150 hit points, now sitting at 1961, making this one of the healthiest hit point tanks in the game. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fun tank to play, so let's see how it does. This has been a really good update for the non-premium vehicles. A lot of people like to say Wargaming is pay to win, and while that is true on certain aspects, I mean, the Carnarvon Action 10 has always been a pretty pay to win vehicle. After the Carnarvon's been buffed, I don't even know what to say anymore. Now, of course, there were some buffs to premium vehicles as well. Vehicles like the KV-5, Skoda T27, SU-130 PM, Object 252 for some reason got a buff. But for the most part, the most noticeable changes by far are on vehicles like the Carnarvon, the Pershing, and the Tiger II. I mean, this vehicle in no means needed a buff, and it got one. And as you can see here, it's not like the tank is slow. We're easily getting up to 28 kilometers per hour here. The traverse speed doesn't seem too bad, and the turret traverse is also pretty quick for what it is. So we're going to see how we can do here. We're up against 3 tier 9s, all incredibly deadly at that. M5 Yo, we got a pilot right here, which our shell just completely dunked past. But I'm going to be careful. Obviously, while this thing has incredibly strong armor, it's only in certain scenarios where does that armor actually work. Because obviously, if you have 250 mils of pen, you're just going to negate my armor altogether. So there's a 50 TP who might just cut right through my armor. Let's get a nice tap into him though. Ooh, we got Pilot 1 shooting me as well. But at least we got a pen into that guy once. I'm going to start backing up. I clearly do not want to fight somebody that, yeah, in that caliber. But thankfully, he just missed my weak spot, which is my turret cheek, so we were able to actually bounce the shell. That M5Yo is bleeding quite a bit, and with that, we're just aiming in on the the 50 TP. I keep thinking of that Yo because that guy's really, really dangerous, but we're doing okay. Gotten some shells out already. Let's tap a premium shell. Okay, well, I guess I'm hitting this guy. I don't think he can even pen me, which is the best part, so we're just going to reload here. Just look at that DPM now. We wouldn't have actually been able to probably, well, until he turned to the side, but before we would most likely not have been able to get that shell out. Let's aim it on the cupola. No, unfortunately, we missed that. We're doing pretty good. The M5Yo has already been taken out, and with this insane reload we now carry, we can just keep pumping shells out into these tanks. I mean, this 50 TP really stands no chance against my vehicle. I kind of want to get a shell into that Tiger, but at the same time, I might just want to finish off the 53, or the 50. So speed is key. Let's give him a bit of a love tap here. There you go, 85 hit points taken off. Nothing incredible, but there you go, another nice tap there. And with that, oops, sorry there, 50 TP. I'll let you do your worst on him. And let's see if we can get a shell into the K91. There you go, nice tap for 388. And let's keep moving through. Man, does this tank feel so strong now. All right, let's get an HE shell into the RU. Hit the track. That was my fault, but yeah, I mean, we got such a quick reload. Who cares if I miss? I can just reload again, and this time we will not mess up the shell. There you go, 441. We've got the IS-3 over here who is clearly not having the best of his days, so let's aim it on this guy and fire. 316 Amarak crit. And we're sitting at 3,500 damage, plus that 81 on the RAM. This is the first game I played in the Tiger II after the update, and it feels ridiculous. I mean, the DPM of 2,500 for a heavy tank is pretty ridiculous. So clearly from that battle, I was able to showcase the good things that have changed about the Tiger II. Its DPM is much higher, and because I was in a frontline position, the accuracy didn't really matter all too much. The mobility, while it is nerfed on the tank, it's not really a mobility nerf. It's like taking away 3 miles per hour from an F1 car. Oh no! This vehicle never ever reaches its top speed to begin with, so taking away something that it never really got doesn't hurt the vehicle. Traverse speed, yeah, I think it might hurt the vehicle a little bit in certain engagements, but really how many times are you getting flanked in a heavy? If you're getting yourself in a position to be flanked, then you're probably going to get flanked either way. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about the traverse speed. I think it's still quick enough that with the turret you can easily snap shells, and the dispersion at 0.344 at distance might not be awful, but this is a frontline super heavy. So if you're not playing it frontline, yeah, I mean, what are you doing with the tank? Either way, enemy teams got a lot of tier 9s. They got 4 of them: T92, Yag Tiger, a Mil2, and an E50. Some of them I don't need to worry about. The E50 doesn't have much pen. It's still probably enough to cut through my armor, but it's not enough to make me worried. Vehicles like the Emil, the Yag Tiger, yeah, those tanks, they scare me at night. We've also got the Yag Panther 2 FE301 and a KV4, so they got some strong tanks. I am going to be very cautious when I'm poking in this vehicle. Thankfully, we were able to get into our position quickly and not lose a lot of health in the process, unlike our Centurion 7-1. I don't know what this guy's doing. So what am I going to do? I'm going to speed over here. Now, I'm not sure how much pen we need to cut through this Emil's turret, but looks like he's just going to expose his armor for me. But yep, this is what I expected. A Emil spamming heat, which means he's just going to pen me every shell. So this is the issue with tier 9s, is they don't really need... Oh, wow, we actually did get a single bounce. Yeah, this guy, he's going to learn his lesson for spamming heat into my vehicle. I'm going to tap him over and over and over. Let's go for another shell into that. We're not going to get a strap wheel, but hey, nice 388 tap there. And this guy, yeah, how does it feel to be out DPM by a tier 8 heavy? I bet not that good. Oh, okay. Well, apparently my shell is not going to pen him there. I'm not going to expose my hull because I don't want to be penned. And let's aim in right on his lower plate, finishing him off. There you go, folks. Tiger 2 out DPMing a tier 9 heavy tank. Pretty good. We've got the KV4 camping all the way at the back, doing whatever he's doing. So let's load a premium shell in and not penetrate his vehicle. One thing about the KV4 is it actually has very, very good penetration as well, so I might be a little careful. But let's get a shell into that Yag Tiger for now. That should hopefully put a hinder into his hit point pool. We've also got the Yag Panther 2 over here. Let's aim in on his vehicle. There you go. Nice tap for 290. I mean, we're doing pretty good. All that's left is the enemy KV4. And while we may not be able to really do much to his tank because he is so far away, yeah, this kind of sucks. Just my mobile tanks are probably going to end up farming this useless player in the KV4. At least I did okay. I mean, you could clearly see again where that DPM feels so incredibly strong. We're going to aim in a shell on his vehicle. Wow, we actually hit that. Look at that. We broke 2,000 damage. Pretty good. So let's reload one more. I doubt we're going to be able to get it out, but let's try and fire. Yeah, we got him. Heck yeah. So there you go. That is the Tiger 2. Its armor is great. The gun is pretty strong now, as you can see. And again, we were able to easily do 2,364 damage while losing credits at the same time. Wargaming, you really need to fix that. But for the aspect of the tank, I think it's great. In fact, I think it's one of the best tier 8s in the game now after the buffs. Let me know what you guys think about this tank in the comments down below if you agree with me or you disagree. But really all Wargaming did was take away a little smidge of its mobility, and then they added on a whole list of other things. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!